And welcome y'all to Black of the Motherfucking Berry Midnight. Listen, I am Dean. That right over there is the Madman Los. And we also have Miss Paulino in the building
Also
with
known
her
as Double F of stuff.
Oh, no alias alert.
because it's midnight down here.
Yeah, you know.
Listen.
Peace,
Peace. So we want to thank you once again for coming by and stopping by and hanging out with us.
Having me back. This
Absolutely.
was really fun the last time.
Fresh from the her debut. She out here starting the residency.
Absolutely.
I'm
know what I
making
mean?
up for all the time last year
That we
I didn't
missed.
get through.
Yeah.
So now we're here now.
Yeah,
Nah,
that was
2020
weird.
is the time of lost time. You know what I mean?
100%. Is 2020 a leap year? We have you back down here, Miss Paulino. One thing that we want to talk about, because since you are not only a poet, but you also are an author as well, or soon to be an author, we wanted to talk a little bit about the creative processes that that you go through for your work, and then obviously Los will ask you yours, and then maybe we'll get to mine. So it doesn't really matter, but she fly. But no, all jokes aside, we really want to get into the creative process. So can you just break it down to how does the creative juices go for Double F Steph versus Miss Paulino, if there is a difference?
There is a difference. I feel like Double F is more like savage.
Ooh, okay.
And then Miss Paulino's more like in tune with her feelings.
Okay.
I feel like
Okay.
I'm talking in third person. That's so
I
weird.
That's fine.
actually
That's
enjoy
No,
it.
but like
So yeah, so let's get into
my
the creative
creative
process.
process. Let's see. Honestly, and it's gonna sound weird, but I can't sit there and just write something.
Yeah.
Like I can't sit
Yeah.
there and just be like, all right, this is a topic I want to write about. Like, let me write it right now.
Right.
It literally has to like hit me,
Oh, okay.
and
Sense.
it's like a knot. I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes
It can be forced.
No, it's like a knot, and then you just like randomly. Like I always have a pen, paper, somewhere around me. A lot of the time, it comes like during work hours, which I'm not gonna
Don't say
say
that on
out
camera.
loud. No. I mean after work hours.
Absolutely.
Work
On
hours
my
during my
break?
lunch break.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Protect that
you just
9 to 5, girl.
You just gotta flow. Like I listen to a lot of music at my job. Like that's one thing that they're lenient about. Like I'm able to have either a podcast or like music in my ear.
Okay.
As long as I'm getting my work done.
Absolutely.
So as I'm listening to all this type of music, it'll just hit
something
me.
that hit you.
Yeah,
Okay.
one word would trigger, and I would be like, "Oh damn!" Like, and then just
Got to get it down now.
Yeah.
What about you, Los?
I think to piggyback off Steph,
And not only for poetry though. I mean for the podcast, Rich Blackman. all that.
well,
yeah. We're
well,
talking
to-
about creatives in general.
Well, in terms of writing, to start out with, I think that, like Steph said, you can't make it forced. You got to make it as organic as possible.
Right.
And sometimes what happens for me is that I will go like sometimes weeks on time without writing
Writer's block.
because I not even that, just something hasn't hit me where I'm triggered. Because I think about things all the time. There's always ideas flowing, but
Right.
enough to write something over. And sometimes it has to be like in a certain emotion or something to pull from while I'm writing.
Absolutely.
That's why in the piece that I performed in the last episode we did, it was kind of I was talking to someone and I said I feel like I've outgrown this like area. And then I just literally started feeling outgrown this place, and then just it poured from there,
Right.
So it has to hit you. In terms of like podcasts and brand and stuff like that, that stuff is more calculated, more stuff that even sometimes I'll get hit with random things, but that stuff that it's more of it's more of a calculated thing. You know what I mean? Because we have an idea or an angle and we try to develop it and cultivate it, you know what I mean? Whereas poetry is just kind of like, all right, psh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally a punch in
you know what I mean? So
your heart or your throat.
yeah. So but sometimes and two is like when you reread it, you're like,
Yeah. How
You're
did
just
that?
Damn.
like, I wrote that.
yeah, like who the fuck,
I did that.
Who is that person?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? I think that in my own work, I think it's easier to get that self of gratification with the poetry rather than the visual art and podcasts and all that stuff, because I think that sometimes I don't have an appreciation level for it, or I think mine is so low for it. You know what I mean? Because I'm always critiquing it, and I see it 1,000 different times. You know what I mean? So mine, I'm like, yeah, I think it's okay. And other people are like, this is great. No, I love it. I'm like, yeah, well, because I've seen Dean laugh 47 times in a row, and I'm like, why is he laughing? And like, let me just cut this guy. Let me just cut his whole part out. Cut his whole.
You see?
Don't even fucking speak anymore. No, I'm kidding.
It just stabbed it right in the heart.
Cynical joking.
Yeah, of course not.
But I think that I try to be, like I said, try to keep everything as organic as possible.
Right.
And really try to capture everything. Because sometimes, and especially with poetry, it's hard because you have the energy to do it sometimes, and then I'll say, I'm in the shower and I'll be thinking about something, and if I don't write it down in the shower, I'll never.
It's gone
Sometimes
forever.
I have to voice record it. I'm like, all right. Even when I'm
voice
driving,
recording,
sometimes I'm
voice recording is definitely the best
at a
way to do it.
stoplight, I'm like, okay, this is what I was thinking. This is what I said. I
Absolutely.
can't write it down, so you voice record it.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
the safest
you
way to
lose
do.
those thoughts though too,
And
those are the words.
I wish there was like a bank that could
Right?
just cloud storage.
Go back to what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
like a stenographer. If we had a stenographer, we could just. Can you just track back 45 minutes ago when I was in the shower? What'd I say? Oh yeah, that. Thank you. That'd be great. I need that. Yeah, in my life, because so many ideas just go to waste. Not waste, but just forgotten.
Right.
And or little things that you could tweak, or new ideas that you're like, oh, I could have made this better had I did this. But I think that sometimes where does most of your creative where the hitting moments, where it hits you? You said it's at work, but sometimes is it
It's honestly listening to music. So it depends what kind of artist I'm listening to, or genre or whatever. I listen to a lot of hip hop, and that's going back to
Mm-hmm.
last episode when I said I started writing in the 2nd grade. I literally sit in my room listen to the old Kanye, Eminem, and like, you know, Biggie,
Right, yeah,
Jay-Z,
yes,
like
Mm-hmm.
those people, and just like sit in my room and just write.
Cause that's Arthur's Arthur, you know. What I mean?
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's that. Yeah, I get that.
And the beats, you know, they be hitting, and then
And I think that too. Once
it's
you're
like trigger words.
once
I
you're
feel like.
once you're a writer, you can kind of you're harder to please now. You know what I'm saying? In terms of your music, you have to pick people with substance, people with
Right.
that has content, people with that has a certain writing style. You know,
Capacity to like tell you a story through
right,
their music.
right. I can't just listen to anything else.
Yeah,
you know what I
me
mean?
neither.
So who was your favorite Arthur then, or your musician? I don't say musician, but lyricist, I guess would be a better word.
That's a tough one. I have to say, right now, my favorite lyricist is like a toss up between J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. Like for this
Pretty
generation.
safe. Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure. Yeah, I would say the same.
But I also have recently been listening to this artist called Fora.
Mm-hmm.
His music is deep.
Wow.
And
Was he hip hop?
yeah, I would consider him hip hop. Yeah.
Okay. Is he like? I don't know who he is. That's why I'm
I've never heard of him either.
No.
Is he like a local?
Phora.
Okay.
So his music is just like, it's like I'm telling you, it's deep, but there's like bars after bars after
Right.
bars, you know.
Okay.
And then there's
okay.
local artists too, like around here, Long Island, New York City, like
Absolutely.
upcoming artists.
Shout out my guy,
that
Buddy
I listen
Lofton.
to. Buddy
Shout out.
Lofton 3 times.
Yeah.
Shout out Extract.
Yeah.
Shout out to my artist Devon King.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout
Go ahead.
out.
Put him over. Put him over. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, there's a new artist I actually started listening to. He's from the city. His name is AQ the God.
Okay.
Lyricist.
Okay. Really?
Lyricist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out.
He's dope.
What about you, Dean? Will you have any favorite writers in there? I know you're a smart man.
Music wise,
Yeah.
no.
You don't do a lot of hip hop and lyrical.
No,
stuff.
I have. Well, I like certain genres of music, more so than anything else. I don't really. If I'm listening to music, it's usually for a reason. If that makes any sense. Like I'll see something and I'm like, I think that's cool. I'll have some music attached to it, which then will lead me to some other music and stuff like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Obviously, then if I'm cleaning the house or like maybe playing some video games or something like that, I'll be playing some music. But I normally don't like go to music per se. I'll go to YouTube and just put in some other stuff.
Oh,
too.
okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's more so kind of like how I do.
And I think that, like I was telling you before, like J. Cole and Kendrick are like the safe pick for the generation. So I would definitely piggyback on that.
Oh, we talk about we're just talking about like
your favorite lyricists.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like lyrics. I thought you were
like
talking
music wise, I listen to everything.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were talking about it like where you draw like creative inspiration from or something like that. You talking about current music artists
or general?
This,
you know?
Oh, general?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Oh, I mean, like the old Kanye for me.
Yeah.
He was like
Yeah, I think so.
up
He
until
was-
yeah.
So what? 808 Heartbreaks?
808 Heart. Wait, actually, no. There was another album.
That was 808 Heartbreaks was probably the fourth one. It was after graduation.
What is that? What you think that's where you started
my
getting
Dark
weird?
Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, I
That
like
was-
that though.
I like that one. No, I'm saying like
Oh,
after
after-
that,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't.
You got a
I couldn't
little
really
weird for
listen
you?
to it.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's when he started going, a little crazy.
yeah.
Why are you screaming?
Crazy.
Where's my bars at?
Poopity scoop, poopity scoop, de poop, poopity scoop,
The more that I think about the whole Kanye thing, I tend
poopity scoop, de poop.
I tend to think
That shit is hard.
What?
He's a fucking genius for that shit.
that's the thing. But then
how
there's
you
like
Drake,
that fine
how you
line.
diss Drake like on doing some shit like that. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send you this beat. Matter of fact, fuck this beat. I was supposed to get you this beat. I'm actually gonna rap on this beat. I'm actually not even gonna rap on this beat. I'm gonna do poopity scoop de poop de poop.
That's what. But it's
And
that.
take that, Aubrey.
But it's that level of genius.
Yeah.
That also, causes him to act so erratic. In the way he's acting now is because he's a
Yeah.
musical genius, and we talked about this, a few other times on the podcast. Just because he's a musical genius, that still thought process is applied to the way that he thinks about music is still
Yeah.
applied to the rest of his life.
Right, yeah.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So because of that, it takes him to a completely different place, which is why we're looking at him half
Pluto.
the time and just like, yo, you're fucking wilding.
Yeah.
But for him, it's perfectly fine.
It's like a whole persona that he has. It's like
Yeah.
a facade kind of for me.
I don't even know if it's a facade for him. I think it's because
I think
You
that's
think
him.
he's so wrapped up in that world that like he can't
I think
take himself.
Kanye is a
like,
narcissist. I think.
like his self.
I think he's a narcissist.
yeah, I would agree
Mildly.
I would agree with that, but I'm just going a step further, just saying that if we're going to keep calling him I guess my whole thing is like you say he's a musical genius. Well, that that line between genius and a madman, you know what I'm saying?
Very thin.
Sanity to insane, and to insanity, it's paper thin. So,
Yeah.
for us to think that he obviously doesn't think about things the way that we think of, and
He being Kanye.
of course, yes. And then even when you're listening to some of the things Kanye says, it's like, yo, he's wilding, but I see where he's trying to come from.
Yeah.
Where'd you see where he's trying to come from when he said the poopity scoop de poop poop de poop de poop? What point was he trying to make there?
Oh, honestly, I didn't even know he did
I
that.
didn't even know what song he's
I didn't even know he
referring
did
to.
that. I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't hear the poopity scoop de
No,
poop.
I don't.
No.
I don't listen to anything that doesn't have content.
Me either, but I just find it funny because I'm
No.
like, damn, yay, you really wasted a whole song, and a good song too, a good beat.
Yeah. No, I never even heard it.
Y'all
so.
gotta do that. Y'all gotta do that.
Then not for
Look that
nothing.
up.
In the
Poopity scoop de poop.
he was technically, they were at
Just
war.
name the episode that.
I think I might poopity scoop de poop.
Hey, but they were at war, so he just made a battle time decision. That's why he did that. But
But that was like before the war. That's like shooting his drone down. That's not really the war though. The war was
him and
Pusha. It
No, but
was-
that's what I'm saying. Oh, so then did he do this before the whole Pusha thing?
Yeah, he did this before. And this was kind of like the brewing of the beef.
Oh,
It happened because of Kanye and his
doing that.
right because he was supposed to send Drake the beat.
Oh,
Poopity scoop de poop.
Say it one more time. One more
I
time.
think I'm about to be like a character where I always say that and y'all still know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ever seen like
Oh, kinda like Kenny?
Like Baby Groot. Like Baby Groot, he'll just Groot. I am Groot. And
Yeah.
I'm
I am
like,
Groot.
yeah, Groot, you are a little crazy. You know what I
I
mean?
can
Like,
see you like as a blob saying poopity scoopity.
poopity scoop, de scoop, de
that
scoop.
would be funny if it was
You'd
a
be like,
blob.
all right, we
joke.
get it.
We understand what you're trying to say, Mr. Blob. Yes, we'll get that for you.
Yeah, but I think back on the lyricist thing, I think that definitely the J. Cole's, Kendrick's. I think if I'm going to take it back, you got to go NAS, man. That's the guy to me. You know what I mean?
Nas is-
That's cool. You know what I mean? I think that's if we're gonna go, he's my benchmark of good pens. or elite pens, not say good pens, elite pens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in there Most Def.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Most Def.
Of
Definitely.
course.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
And
Most
a Tribe
definitely.
Called West.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
gotta
Listen, a Tribe
Throw it all
Called.
there.
You mean Tribe Called Quest?
Quest, yes.
Yeah, A Tribe Called Quest.
You got that? I was like, where did Kanye
Nah, that
go?
is-
Yeah, I was like, wait, hold up.
That's actually my all-time favorite group.
Yeah.
Nah, I fuck with the Tribe. Midnight Marauders. Okay.
Yo,
You fuck with the Midnight Marauders.
son.
I fuck with the Midnight Marauders.
I personally think Tribe is the best group.
Yeah.
Like beast. Obviously, that's my opinion. I don't want to hear all you fucking hip hop heads fucking bothering us.
I just want to let you
about
know one thing.
This,
though.
that, and the third.
Tribe Called Quest can't hold a candle to Migos. I just want to put that out there. I just want to put that out there for the people.
my God.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
out.
Troll.
Get
Troll.
out.
Troll.
Get
Because I was about to go on this whole. I was about to go on this whole tangent.
Troll alert. God
Like
damn.
literally, just about how they're
You gotta be quicker than that. You gotta be quicker than that.
Nah, because it was just like, let me get everything in order.
Yeah.
Or attack them.
This shit.
You
Now,
about to drop bombs on me, son.
let me do what Trump and them didn't do. Let me make sure
Oh,
everything
Lord.
is clocked in line.
We're not. We're
No,
not going
there we go.
No,
Second
no,
Amendment.
We're not going there.
No.
Don't.
That wasn't the Second Amendment. We were
Here we
just
go. Here
we
we
were
go.
just talking about, how Trump was, dropping bombs over Iraq, not Baghdad, but Iraq. You know what I mean? But we're not going to talk about that though. I guess we don't.
That's too deep.
We don't have to. We talking about creatives.
Right.
The
Right.
juices.
So back on the creative side of it, I think that and this is where I like to say that Black of the Berry is the what was I saying before? The salvation for creators.
Yeah.
A safe space for creators. And because I think that only other creators can relate. And it's the vulnerability, it's the some of the pain that they pull from that, it's a trust thing kind of.
Right.
It's a random trust sometimes.
Yeah, and
You know?
you guys provide us that platform to kind of like, not only like promote ourselves, but also, to have people know who we are like
Right.
as individuals.
Right,
And
right.
it does it is a safe space here.
Yeah, I like that. See,
Yeah.
see, you heard that, Black of the Berry? Y'all could come down here, come down
Come
here,
through,
get your bars
come
off.
through,
Let
come
know about
laugh.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Come
Do some
laugh.
comedy, do some singing, some.
I wish somebody,
you know,
Yeah, do what you
we
gotta
gotta
do.
get somebody to do some stand up in here. We gotta do some shit like that. Maybe some sit down, not some stand.
Some sit
You
down.
know, I think next month, we'll definitely have somebody in here.
Okay. Okay, Dean.
I don't know if they'll be a human or not, but definitely, we'll definitely,
okay, all right.
we'll definitely have somebody in here.
Chucky and shit coming in here.
I don't know. But I think that
I'm
I
kinda
think
scared.
Yeah, me
that-
too.
You're gonna
right?
be here by yourself with some.
I know, right?
something.
I was like,
With something.
black.
I should be here, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully,
going on?
maybe. I may be here. I may not be here. Who knows?
all right,
but
all right.
you know.
Foreshadowing for nothing. All right, vague foreshadowing. Cool.
No, I should be here if I don't get killed by whoever it is.
Okay, all
You know what I'm
right.
saying? I may not be here for it.
So
Who knows?
so anyway, what I wanted to get into is blurring the line and balancing the line of being a creator and building your own brand, your own platform, your own foundation, your own following, and also having a job,
A full-time
a
job.
full-time job.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How is it that, you basically have two jobs?
Right.
Some people have three if you have two regular jobs and you're doing a creative thing on the side.
Yeah.
So talk about the struggles of that, because we could all attest to it. So we all here, this is literally the sex space. Like, this is like, hi, my name's Denzel. I'm a creative.
I didn't know your name was this. I thought it was Los this whole time.
There you go.
I have
See?
a badge for
Look at
12
this.
months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've been at the grind.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing I know is my Adobe Premiere. I don't even what's Twitter, what's Facebook, what's
Instagram.
What's Instagram? What is it? What is
I mean,
that?
Instagram, I feel like is my main platform.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
you
because
can do
I've
so
had
many things
Instagram since it first, since Instagram was born.
since the inception.
Yeah. So I feel like that's how I, grew my following. And obviously, like, networking and stuff. But going back to your question, so I do work a full-time job. I work 8:30 to, I'm scheduled 8:30 to 5, but sometimes I'm there from 8:30 to 6:30, like putting in OT and stuff. So I feel like if you have a passion and, as a creative and you want to pursue it, you're the only thing that's holding you back. Because
Talk.
you go to work, you come home from work, you have so many hours to either brainstorm, do what you got to do. Your job, I'm sure you have like pay time off. You can leave a little bit early, go to events, go network, get your name out there. Because social media is a good thing, but you're going to spend money to promote all the time. Like, people don't know you.
Right. And that builds the boots to ground thing. Because, like, we knew each other before we met.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But once we met, it was like, phew,
right.
You know what I mean?
I met him, like, in February. Not even met you, but, like, he messaged me in February of last year. And I was like, I just started doing what I'm trying to do on social media. I was like, I'm nobody.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, I'm nobody right now.
Nah, that's never that.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
But I was like, you.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
You, come here.
I choose you.
I
Come over,
guess.
be on my show.
Pokemon.
I guess more so the angle we're trying to ask for. At least I know. I guess where I want to go with it is more so when
Nobody
you're feeling
gives a
good,
damn where you got to go with it.
they can kiss my ass too. All right.
All right, go on.
So when it's easy when we're all feeling good.
Right.
It's easy.
Oh, yeah.
When you're
Oh,
feeling
talk
all
about
right.
that,
But
dude.
like, talk about your creative process when you don't feel creative. When
That sucks.
when the 9 to 5
Takes over.
Takes over. And that's
starts to
all you do.
bleed because of the stress of that.
Yeah. Sometimes the 9 to 5 wins. It definitely
It
wins
does.
sometimes.
You see what I'm
Sometimes.
saying?
'Cause
Like,
sometimes you gotta go on a hiatus too. You can't be like creating.
and that's
you
what
know?
we absolutely.
So even when that full-time job like stress hits you, it's like, all right, I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna chill out, watch something on Netflix, like just get my mind off of everything, and then randomly you get your inspiration back.
Yeah.
Like once you're
Absolutely.
at a balance,
But
you
no,
know.
not even that. I'm talking about when it's just you go in day in and day out, and because I just left a place that I was like I couldn't fucking stand. So you would go in and day out, and it would sap the energy of you. Like
Yeah.
you go home and you have
Speak about that, brother.
like
You walk in, you're like,
I would look at my dog sometimes like he was the biggest obstacle in the world. Like I have to go back out into the world because I have to walk you, motherfucker. Like,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Pick your
Just because the dog got a poopity scoop, you know?
yeah, yo,
Oh my god,
I like that. I like that.
that
I
was
like
a good.
that.
Thank you. I do this for a living.
Yeah. but like because it's like all I wanted to do was just go home, eat, and then go to sleep because it was like, yo, I have to. Like I want to decompress, you know what I mean? But then besides that, it's like I just don't want to be bothered,
Right.
like in
Yeah.
general, because like I've given, like unfortunately something I didn't want to do, but you gave everything that you
Right.
had, you know what I mean? And it was just like, oh, it's just never enough for you motherfuckers, huh?
And that's the thing too.
And
It's like,
you're disposable.
and yeah,
Like-
exactly.
See what I'm
We don't
saying?
even care about you.
Disposable
I'm
and replaceable.
I'm sacrificing my dream
Right.
to work for you, and you don't even give a fuck about me even earning what I'm supposed to get.
But that's why you got to think of your job as a job.
Yeah.
Like if it's not your career, you know?
Right.
So if it's not your passion, it's not your career. This is my job. This is what I have to do to get my steady paycheck. Now, what am I doing on the side to make me happy?
Right.
See, I guess I happen to be in a career, like I'm in a career.
Oh, look at you. Look at you,
No.
Dean.
Well,
Look at you.
Wait, now or before?
No, I'm not trying to say. I'm not trying to say it like that. What I'm trying to say is that I'm in a career, but that's not. That's not
you're still not
ultimately.
happy.
That's not my end game. Like,
Right.
well, currently where I'm at now, I have no problems. Like, I like it. Like, this is kind of back to
Right.
what originally I kind of got into the business to do.
You fell back in love.
Yeah,
Lust.
not.
Lust.
I can't even. I won't even say that. It's more like of a mutual attraction kind of a thing.
Oh.
But like, don't want to let it go.
Oh, the
more.
job's like, hey, what's up, big boy? You're like, hey, what's up, job? And you're like,
That's kind of basically it. And no disrespect to that, but just because I want to grow this. Like like entertainment is is what
This is what you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So like for me, like is what I mean is like at my previous gig that I was doing before this one, it was just like I would get so swamped, like not even like swamped, and then you're working at home, unfortunately, for work. So then it's just like, what time do I have to put into this? Because unfortunately, if I don't give my 100% to the gig, I won't have any capital
Right.
to put into this.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? So then it's just like this catch-22, and then at the end of the day, the business, which is this institution, ends up taking a little bit of a hit, but you have to, because if I don't have any capital, I can't do
Exactly.
anything.
right.
So it won't even matter. Like that time frame was like a fucking dark one for me. I just was like, this is this is bullshit.
And there's some there'd be some
And
times.
But I'm just getting out of this. Like literally, like just it took
what it
a
is?
while to kind of like, I'm just now like, y'all gonna know State of the Art of Wrestling is coming back, y'all, for all y'all want to know, y'all wrestling fans, with me and King
Okay.
Kafer.
No, they're definitely waiting for that. We did that one wrestling episode, and all of a sudden we got death threats, and I'm like, yo,
Oh my god.
y'all want this so bad? Damn.
So, but
I'm a casual fan. Why am I getting threats?
but we're coming back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then also too, I got like another politic thing that I was trying to do before. Like all this I was doing before, and then like everything
Like
professionally
sidetracked.
went to shit.
Yeah.
And then when it went to shit, it was like, all right, I got enough for BTB, and that's it. And then I'm like mad at myself. I'm like, this is suffering because of work. But then that's just you have to come clean to him. I'm just like, yo, I'm going to murder somebody. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like somebody is going to like. I'm gonna murder.
Not literally.
No.
Figuratively.
Yeah.
Figuratively.
Figuratively, of course.
I think we all have those days though, because sometimes
You shouldn't have those weeks, and like what happens when it turns into weeks and
Yeah.
months? I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
that's the conversation I want to have for
And I can tell you because it literally happened to me too, where I was like so like dragging my feet, and I'm like, and I come home and I'm like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to edit, I don't want to. I just want to just
You don't
relax.
wanna do
I just want to
nothing.
I don't even want to do anything. I just want to smoke and lay down. You know
because
what I
you're
mean?
gonna have to because you have to wake up and do it all over again.
Right.
And then if you're not on your A game,
And then it's
then
too-
there's no
it's-
more this.
You know what it is? It's hard sometimes because it has to be structured, and it's like I'm trying to like I need structure in my life, but I don't want to be a fucking robot. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like you get home. Let's say you get home, you work 9 to 5. You need to get in bed before 12. So you got 5 hours. You gotta eat. Maybe
Which honestly, I'll debate you on that. I believe that you should probably try to aim for like at least 6.5.
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's 7 really, like because I think that's another thing that's a detriment to us creatives.
But that's what I'm
Lack-
saying. That's what I'm saying because you spend so much time. You come home from work, you eat. Let's say you go to the gym, whatever, just to get your mind right. You know what I mean? Your body right. And it's hard to try to balance all these things, like your sanity, your energy level, your body, your diet, being creative, and then work. It takes a
Relationships.
relationships. I didn't even speak on that.
I don't even got time for that.
Right.
Like,
it takes
Like,
a well-disciplined
so-
person
there's so
to
much.
move on all those avenues and be on point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because let's say it goes hand in hand, because let's say you get out of work late. Now you have less time. Now you usually cook dinner. So now you got to grab fast food. You don't feel as good because that's not what you do. Now you're sluggish, you don't feel good, and then you're trying to create, and you're just like in a lazy mood, and you're not in your usual creative space. So it all just piggybacks on things, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I feel like with me, I do so much that I do get in those funks where I don't want to do nothing at all because I'm so overwhelmed. But I feel like the diversity in what I do kind of keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
And it alters that.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Because
Keep things fresh.
Yeah, I write, but I'm also a brand ambassador for Colored Colors. Like I work all the events. I manage 2 different artists.
So I got you. So like
Yes,
it
so-
forces you to kind of be up on your game.
You know-
and then
you know
I
what it
do
is
my
for her?
highlight stories.
For
on
her,
my
it's kind of
other
like
page.
working out. Like, if you work your biceps out, and then one day you work your shoulders out, and then you work your legs out. One day you're doing your ass. One day you're doing your chest. You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? So everything's all fresh. Like where else is like, all right, we're benching and we're doing uppers. We're benching, we're doing this. We're benching and we're doing this. We're benching, and we're doing this. So you just constantly just using the same muscle, same kind of thing for us. You know. And
Yeah, we don't.
You guys need to get out more.
That, and I guess it's like the way our medium is always the same. Like the medium for us to like, at least for me in my process, that's one thing I've realized. Like everything I do is usually me and a camera, and then boom, like you know what I mean. Excuse me, which is why I'm starting to go into other things, but it's still the same.
It's
me,
you and a camera.
and some pre-planned thoughts.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
but that's just the way to get it out there. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what it is now is like, I thought like how you're thinking, that, you know, enough of being in front of the camera talent, I want to be behind the camera talent.
I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
So
but directing stuff and things, and I want things to be mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, that's why I got to do more. You know, and
I agree with you.
I want to do more, and I want to do so much different things that I want to do so much things I don't even have fucking time for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just
That's how you keep the juices flowing.
yeah.
I definitely agree with that.
Stay busy.
I
You
can't
gotta stay,
I agree.
booked and busy.
Yeah, booked and busy.
All 2020.
booked, busy, and blessed.
Yes,
Ooh, I
I'm
like
highly
that.
favored.
BBBs, triple B's,
Triple
baby.
B's.
Oh my
Never lost.
Sorry about that.
I never lost.
That level.
2020.
Look at this.
I never lost.
But no, actually, good thing. It's funny because you said the directing, and then you said just doing, like, you know, keeping it busy, doing new things. So, like, you know, I came to Los with this idea of a skit I want us to do. I'm not gonna say the skit out here, but I
bet not.
No, of course not. But what I did was
I do spoilers, but not y'all. All right.
yeah. Well, no, not for this one, because this one has to be like it
No,
very
I know,
much.
I
Yeah,
know.
you know.
You gotta do a teaser.
Yeah.
But
Teaser
nah, I can't even do that.
No, a clip. Like I'm saying, you
Oh,
gotta,
yeah,
you
when we
gotta,
get
you know,
there, absolutely.
build it up.
So it was funny because I was talking to him, and it's like when I started writing it out, I was like, oh yeah, like we're gonna have a camera guy, but I'm gonna have to direct it because I was like, I have a very clear vision thought of it, and then it's like something else in my brain just opened that I didn't even know was there. And
Right.
like I had no idea, like, and I was like I didn't even know I had an interest in this. And then when I started getting into it, I was
the beauty of it.
yeah.
It's the beauty thing of it, because it's like when you, and I think you can probably attest to this now, when you're starting planning out recording your own podcast and not podcast, your poems and making visuals, you're like, I have to see it like how it is in my head. You know what I mean? It has to look that way on the camera.
So actually, I was approached by my guy Shady, like my friend Shady. His name is actually John.
Shout out to you.
Shout out
to John.
Shady John.
Shout out to Shady John.
John Shady.
John
John
Shady.
Shady.
John Shady.
John Poopy Scoop Shady.
Inside Media. So he approached me and he was like, I performed one of the pieces and he actually recorded it because he was covering one of the events, and he was like, I kept listening to your poem, and he's like, it's deep. And he's like, he, you know, does visuals and he creates most of our recap videos for our color events, and he's like, I want to turn your poem into like a video. And I was like, what do you mean? And then he's like, I have crazy ideas. And then we discussed it. But then once we had that initial conversation, I'm like messaging him. I'm like, this is what I want. This is a great scene.
Right, absolutely.
Like, this is like, it'll play in this
Starting
way.
to get into it, into that whole collaborative process.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like, it just expands. Like,
And that's what I like, because I like I am a very obsessive creative. Like, I'm one of those, I'm like a night owl. I'm like, I know he's sleeping, I'll still text him. I'll be like, yo, bro, this and 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 this. It'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning. All right, done. You know what I mean? And then he'll get it in the morning, and then, you know, because I just feel like that's like, we got to be night owls, but then again, how do we balance that? You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Right.
I'll actually disagree with that.
What?
So like, I don't think we just have to be night owls, because like I've kind of found my sweet spot when it comes to like when I'm usually thinking of most of my most like kind of like outlandish kind of crazy stuff. It's like usually like once I've come home from work and I've had the chance like truly decompress, and then like
leave
that.
work at the door.
Yeah, well, I've gotten
That's number one.
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta
I've
check
gotten
that.
better.
I
at,
told you at that. I was like, listen, you don't get paid to bring that shit home.
Right.
100%. But then when you
But he
unfortunately
literally had to bring it.
No, yeah, when you're swamped.
Not
yeah,
anymore.
and then you got to
No.
not even then you got like pride and ownership, and then you got to but then you got to put
Yeah.
that shit to the side.
Yeah.
It's a whole conversation.
And,
but
and that's the
It's
thing
me
too. It's
time.
like also like it's very like energy is so sacred to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I have to protect and that insanity. And it's like, and I feel like sometimes work can pick at it, and it's like no. It's safe
I
space.
did what I had to do.
Safe space.
Absolutely.
8 hours. Get the fuck back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
100%.
I'll see you tomorrow, motherfucker. Bless
Excuse
you.
me. I'm
be
over
like-
here sneezing.
I'm like, I'll see you tomorrow.
That also actually, you know, I think now the way I have it set up now with my current, you know, where I'm currently at is that like, you know, I give everything, then some, and I throw the kitchen sink when I'm there. So that way, when I do come home,
You can leave all
I
that
have
shit there.
no problem leaving it there because it's like I've given it on. Don't get me wrong. If I get an email, am I going to quickly glance at it just to make sure it's not like a
Urgent matter.
yeah,
Yeah.
of course. But otherwise, it's like, okay, that can just wait until Monday. That's perfectly fine. Like, wait
Right.
until Tuesday the next day. Because when I'm, going back to the whole creative zone, like I figured like when I get back home and I decompress, and that's when I'll just go into YouTube. That's when, like, I don't know if you notice, I'm usually like at 7, like right before I go to bed is when I may text you with an idea, and I don't do it all the time. It'll happen like every few weeks, but I've been cultivating it myself for a while. We actually had a conversation about that because I would be cultivating things, but I wouldn't say anything. So I was like, I just didn't think it was worth you knowing.
Yeah, no, you gotta share your ideas.
Yeah, I didn't at the time. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just was
and
like,
you know what it is too, because sometimes it could be an idea that you don't think is good, but I'm like, oh, this is fucking genius,
Yeah.
and I can spearhead it, and then but it's your idea.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's I think it's the beauty of working with someone. You know, it's a two different brains.
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know, and it's easy to bounce things off of each other. You know, but
Gives it a different light.
question for y'all. So we talked about having that funk when it's work over to the creative side. Have you ever been like, I need to take a break from creating as well? Like I just need a break to just from me personally, because I think sometimes with me and him, because we are friends and we are also business partners, that sometimes we always talk about business and I forget to see how he's doing
That
as
he's
a
your actual
person.
friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, bro, we need to do this now. Like, why aren't you doing this? Bro, we need to do this. Come on, we need to do this. We need to do this. And I'm like, yo, wait, how are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
are you okay?
important.
You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you guys, do you ever like feel that way? Like sometimes you need to take a step from both sides and just this is just for me. Like I need my personal time.
Yeah.
No, here, because the reason I'm creating more shows and doing more is because I think, like, I feel you do too much at times. So it kind of irks me.
Right.
So it's just like, I want to even the playing field. So I don't have that feeling yet. Maybe we can have this conversation like another year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But nah, because you do the edits and then you do events out here. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, it would be a different conversation before I had my moment with the gig when I was doing the live stuff. Then maybe we can have that conversation. But even then, I would still be like, them edits. Like I can't, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. Like, I feel as if like
it is a lot to compete with. That shit is
you see what you see what I'm saying?
It's
It's
no
like, yo,
joke.
son, so for me, no. But then I think that's just because of the respect I have for you and then what I want to create here and where I want it to go. So it's like, in that regard, no. So that's why, like, when I did have my, let's call it a mental moment, of funk, I felt I even got more in my own shit because it was like I'm fucking this up over here too, and it's like I couldn't catch it. No way.
You're getting the shit in the stick from both sides.
100%, and it was, and you weren't giving me any shit,
Right,
but it was
but
just like
self-proclaimed for you.
100%. And then it's like, and then too, I noticed about myself is like when that stuff happens, like I kind of like, I don't shut down in a traditional sense, but it's just kind of like, if I don't need to talk to you, I'm not gonna talk to you.
Right.
Like no matter how cool. Like listen, like no, like this isn't like I don't have it for you. Like, I got nothing for you. Like I it's all allocated, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like if we don't need to have this conversation, then like it's no like I still got some people I got to hit back up to hit me up on my birthday. But little do y'all
Damn.
you want to know why? No,
November.
November.
Oh my
You want to know why?
His birthday's the day after election.
That was the week of heck. That was the week of hell.
Second Amendment.
You know what I'm saying? I actually am getting another gun, but
Oh my god. We're not going there.
no,
Go
we're
back.
not.
Go back.
Getting a rifle.
These damn Democrats and their Second Amendment. I want my gun and I want it now.
But it wasn't even. So don't get me wrong. I've gotten over it by now, and there's no excuse. I should have hit y'all up by now. But the reason I didn't hit y'all up even during that time,
It's a whole nother year now, Playboy. You gotta leave them
shit.
niggas alone.
It's only
Nah,
been
that
2
shit.
months.
Nah, I'd be 2 months. Yeah, be all right. But I'm explaining to
Niggas
y'all.
get curved every day, B.
It's not even negative, but it's not even. It wasn't even negative curve because like I did reach out to some people, but it's just like more so like, hey,
I'm busy.
not even.
I'm depressed.
No, it's not even
I'm
that.
in a funk.
No, it's more so like, yo, like
He needs to get his mind right.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Energy's
I'm,
off.
and I have things I have to do. So like yes, I am still recording BTB while I'm like, you know, feeling like this, whatever like that. But I don't have the like because I'm doing that. I don't have the time to talk like
Or the capacity.
yeah, because I don't care because it's like I get it, I know it, but like I don't. My bandwidth is very, 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 very small.
Yeah.
No, and there's no disrespect to anybody, but it just was literally how I was feeling. And then one thing I said, I was like, well, the best way to do that is start putting yourself first, and that way you ain't gonna be back here. You know what I'm saying? Learn yourself a nice little lesson, even though it was
The hard way.
But it wasn't even a lesson I could really learn because it's like that was just like it was like a perfect melting pot of some fuckery, and it was just like, how did I didn't even do this. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like
tough times.
I walked into a shit show, literally, and then it was like,
It was his own show.
and then I left the shit show behind me. You know what I
Poopity
mean?
scoop. What the
Yeah,
hell? How the hell did this
poopity
get here?
But that's just an open conversation with the creators. I don't know anybody else who may have went through something like that.
What,
that I
what about you,
created.
Steph? Do you feel like sometimes you need to take space and be like,
Yeah.
I need to get my energy right. I need to meditate.
Yeah, I need to get my mind
I need some
right.
crystals,
I need to
nigga.
Stop. Like for me, it's like I need to stop because I'm like this past year, 2019, it was like January, and then it took a little bit of a break in February, but from like March, and then June, I want to say, it was just like back to back to back to back.
Getting
to
after it.
back events, like not
Grind
even
don't
events,
stop.
like once. In a blue moon, it was like booking Calvin. It was working colored color events that were like maybe 2 or 3 a month as opposed to one every 2 months.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, y'all was on it last year.
We had.
Y'all was on it last
yeah,
year.
shout out
Bringing
Color
it.
Colors.
Shout out.
We had a lot of opportunities, and JT is a mastermind behind
sure.
it all, you know?
That's my
Hey,
guy.
y'all, and basically, he said he's actually booked up until what, June 2020, last time he was on the show,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
probably now extended to August and September of 2020 because that's been some time since he's been up here. So shout out to Color Colors and
Yeah,
everything that he's doing.
he's working, you know?
Good for him. Good, as he should, as he
Yeah.
should.
As we all should, you know.
100%.
2020 vision. you
I
know?
like it. Oh,
I like that.
see that.
Facts.
I see that.
Yeah.
Poopity scoop vision for me.
100%. Which is, I also think that 2020 is not to be funny and cute like everybody else is, but I
Go
think
ahead,
that
brother.
it's
I know. I see it coming. Go ahead.
it's gonna be a big year for a lot of people, but particularly like I'm feeling really good about us and everything that we have planned going on, i.e. residency with Miss Paulino.
I
as
think
the
you know what
first
it is?
thing.
I think is our network too. I feel really good about the network.
That's
that
what I'm
we've
saying
built.
Yeah.
because
You know what I mean?
the network has grown to such a length, and
We got like a coalition of creators.
and now it's
I was
easier
gonna
to
say
then
that, like, we
creators
have a
coalition.
community of creators that have pretty much like come out
Mm-hmm.
within the past like year or two that I've noticed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it's just like we have like there's so many creatives
So many of us.
That
And
we
now
don't even
it's-
know about.
yeah,
But
that
then-
we never knew about.
but then the cool
until
thi-
now.
But then the cool thing is that we have this bubble of creation that we're around.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what I'm saying. Now is the time that you start working with everybody, but then you start to realize, oh, this person then now knows this person.
Exactly.
Right, and that's the-
all-
it's
the- it's
all
the
about who
reach.
you know. It's
100%.
like a domino effect.
Yeah, and it's like the
Absolutely.
like
But
you
also
may know
gotta put
people.
yourself out there too.
That's true.
You gotta go
100%.
to networking events. You gotta
Absolutely.
get to know these
Make an
people,
appearance.
You know, yeah.
Or
support
you create-
local artists, vendors, musicians.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
Or you create the venue and the avenue for them to do it. Not
Bring
only
them
provide
to
the
you.
platform.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah, give
100%.
them their
If you can't go to one, like if you're sitting somewhere you're like I can't go to one, well then just create one. That's what everybody else is doing nowadays. I know it may sound a little difficult and hard to some people, but that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Just support one another. Period.
100%.
That
It takes 0 seconds to repost something, to like something. It costs no money.
Especially
And
if
it's
you
just
like
like-
it. I never understood like
Exactly.
especially if you like it, it's kind of like why wouldn't you
Right.
want
Like
to rep it up and show
And plus,
you know
it's
what
like
I'm
your
saying?
Like
success
it,
is my
comment,
success. You know what I
share
mean?
it.
Like,
Right.
like if you get big, I'm like, look who I got on my show.
100%.
Before she was even big.
100%.
Now my plays get even more valuable because it's before you got big. You know what I mean? So I'm
Let's
like,
see who she was before this.
yeah,
100%,
So I'm like, oh, this is our
absolutely.
first ever interview ever, and I'm like, oh, look, it
I
happened
did
here.
that.
Right?
I did that.
and I hold the gold now. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta come
Absolutely.
to me now to see this.
100%.
Now then you come out with Black of the Berry Plus and shit. You know what I mean?
Disney Plus, watch out.
Yeah.
All your streaming services.
Yeah, Black of the Berry. Yeah, Black of
See
the
what
Berry
I'm
Plus.
saying?
You know what I'm
No
saying?
more midnight.
Yeah,
you know?
sponsored by Social Media House. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean. We can make that. We can make that.
Who's
see-
conveniently
I see
located
that
in all
happen.
50 states and overseas.
Yeah. Social Media Japan. What's up? Konnichiwa.
But the thing is, the producers are always going to be named, Marcus and Matt.
Yeah.
But just of that region.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so if you happen to be in Japan, it's going to be the Japanese Marcus and Matt.
Which would you call them Japanese, Matt and Marcus? Right.
Or Matt and Marcus Japanese.
I don't know. I don't speak Japanese, so
I was just saying Japanese, Matt. I was just saying like
the only thing I have the advice is diversify your bonds out there, right? make sure you diversify your bonds out there.
I can't.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
Shit! Shout out to Dave Chappelle, who's brought so much comedic gold. But
Yeah.
actually, before we
Shout out to him.
go, because I do want to bring up a good point.
What is it now, Dean?
So, being creatives, we sometimes want to, call out our wins, right? Because and then you want to be your loudest supporter because
You
you
wanna talk
other
your
people,
shit.
100%.
Because no one will do it for you.
Right.
So I'm actually about to do that right now.
Oh shit!
Okay.
So
Go ahead. This is all unscripted. I don't know what he's gonna do.
what I want y'all to know and understand is that most of what your favorite rappers, what most of your even favorite radio stations, your favorite other podcasters, a lot of the things and the topics that even are going on that are prevalent in today's day and age, we've been talking about since last year. Shout out to Dave Chappelle, big ups, big respect. But his special that he released, what was the last one that he
Sticks and
released?
Stones?
Sticks and Stones. The whole premise and theme of his fucking special, Black of the Berry, was covering that shit in season 1.
Okay.
Completely. Like it's not a game. I'm not joking. Like you can literally go back. You could timestamp it. You could see when his shit was released. You could see when we released our shit. And another fucking thing. Neither one of us saw him live. I'm not saying that Dave Chappelle watched and copied us, but what I'm saying is that the shit
We
that
were
y'all-
having conversations that needed to happen
before the shit's already happened, and this is the fucking place that shit happens. A lot of you motherfuckers may not like that shit. A lot of you motherfuckers may not even watch us because of that shit. And you're
Go.
just like, damn, these motherfuckers is too damn good.
Go.
I don't want to go ahead and support them because then I'm going to still be in the same place.
Go.
But let me tell you something. Regardless of you motherfuckers liking us, loving us, wanting us,
Yeah.
we're going to make it.
Yeah.
And then when we make it,
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure that we shove this shit right down your fucking throats because y'all fucking stupid. Listen.
No.
Yeah.
No,
that's exactly what we're
100%.
gonna
That's the
do.
energy.
And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
That's
ball
not
on
the
them
All day.
I'm a ball on them.
But that last part aside, not really, but maybe that's the truth.
That's how he really
And
feels.
no,
No,
but
no.
it's the truth because and then you can really timestamp it. Like for
Yeah.
instance,
Talk about it.
so the whole when Jeffrey Epstein,
Oh,
right?
Going down this hole.
No. But like when Jeffrey Epstein got
homicide.
caught,
What? Who said that?
right? The institution that is protecting him, the institution that was protecting him that ended up getting him killed, we spoke out against that shit. In our previous episodes, if you look at it, when we speak about
Don't
his-
remind them, motherfucker.
but this is
Go watch it.
But just go watch it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or for instance, if y'all also notice the Catholic Church on Netflix has recently been basically getting a whole bunch of documentaries printed out on them in regards to how they were treating not only nuns but also how with little kids and little boys and things along those lines.
Right.
We have a whole episode about that as well, right before Netflix even released it. Listen.
No, you're right.
In regards to
You're right about that.
in regards to you motherfuckers understanding politics, y'all may not like it, but we giving y'all what y'all need and y'all want. So I'm just saying all this to say, fuck y'all.
Oh my God.
And we're gonna make it regardless if you like us or not. And this is the energy that we have. I don't give a fuck. I don't.
You know what?
And honestly, any real fan who's listening is gonna be like, yeah, you're right, fuck them. Because I ain't talking to them. They know that. If you felt some kind of way, then fuck you. And remember, I'll bang with the Second Amendment, so fuck with me if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I go to the range. Like, this is real. So.
Okay, Dean. All right.
Okay.
So
All right.
Miss Paulino, back to
Get
you.
it off your chest.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
right.
but that's
Get
how I
it
feel.
off your chest.
No, just
And
because,
that was Dean with his angry rant.
because I told this before, because it's just like, there's a lot of stuff I see on television. It's like, yo, we talked about that. We did that. Like, it's
And we do it better.
yes, fucking yes. Like, don't get me wrong. Yes, Dave, you're funnier than us, but God,
Dave's hilarious.
Yeah, he's like
completely
king
like
of
you
comedy.
are. We're not saying that we're funnier comedians than you, but when you are looking at some of these news stations, you're looking at some of your favorite artists, and when they're going on fucking their stupid ass lives and they're putting their video posts, and you motherfuckers are just eating and loving that shit up, just know we said it first. We said it first, and it's not up to debate. Timestamp us.
Okay, talk your shit.
Yeah, Dean. I like that.
That's how I feel.
Damn.
All
That's how you
right,
feel.
Steph, your turn. Go ahead, talk your shit.
What you
Go,
mean?
go,
What?
go.
I'm humble.
No,
And
I'm
your
humble
grievances.
as fuck.
Talk your shit.
Yeah, your
No.
grievances. Ooh, I'm sorry for spiking again.
You the best journalist out here.
What do you mean?
Besides Black of the Bear, you out here.
I am out here.
Yeah, you the top 10 Long Island poets right now.
Oh, stop it.
Go ahead. Go.
Stop it.
Why
Go.
can't you call it?
Go.
Call it. Who up? Listen,
Yeah.
top 10.
Yeah.
Dead or alive. Miss
Top-
Paulino. Boom.
Dead or alive. That's
Ooh,
goat status.
Long
right
Island.
there.
Boom.
I'm
right there.
trying, you know, I'm getting up there.
Yeah. So,
Listen, what did they say? Manifest it? Manifest it.
yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
real
No, I
quick.
spoke a lot of things into existence.
And I was just gonna get into that. What do you think 2020 has in plan for you, man? Because you're all over the place. Like so.
I'm all over the place.
So what do you think? What do you want to foresee? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to inspire to?
Like personal goals?
And maybe some business ones, yeah.
No, I'm saying like my
Oh
my
yeah,
personal
yeah.
business goals.
Yeah.
I definitely want to publish my book this year.
Absolutely.
It will
some
happen.
point.
It will happen.
Because
And Dean will be buying it.
the archives of
Yes,
poems
yes.
that I was going through
For sure.
in the last episode. But yeah, that's one of my biggest goals right now. I also might start my IGTV channel.
Yes.
That
Yes. I'm all in
and
here for
record
it.
more poems into cinematic forms.
I'm all
Yes.
here for it. All here
Because
for
I
it.
remember last year I did like a whole bunch of polls, and how I got really started was I went to the Mickey Mouse exhibit
Okay.
in the city. It was like the 90th anniversary.
Uh-huh.
That was a dope exhibit.
I'm actually
Like, I
kind
was
of.
like,
I'm kind of mad I wasn't there for
Yo,
that.
you should have. It's a whole experience.
I'm actually like a
You
real.
got free ice cream and everything.
God damn it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Damn,
Two
you trying to kill
flavors,
me?
Not one.
I'm
two.
lactose.
Oh.
You tried to kill me.
my, just a
I thought you
little
liked
bit.
me. That's
Just a
messed
little
up.
bit,
Yeah, I'ma head
just
out.
a little bit. Note to self: never give him anything lactose.
Here's some cheese, you little motherfucker.
No, but I pretty much highlighted it, like just posted pictures, my experience, and everybody's like, "Oh, what is that? Like, where can I go do that?" And they were like, "Oh," and I went to the MoMA too. And
Okay.
I just like highlighted a few of the paintings that like spoke
Absolutely.
to me, and it was just like, oh, like you're creative. Like I didn't even know this side of you, and I was like, yeah, I don't show this side of me to everybody. But I was like, it's about time.
Time that everybody got to see it.
I was like,
Absolutely.
hello.
High five.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, hello. I am smart. I am creative. I am here, and I'm not leaving.
How about
100%.
how about some advice to some people who are trying to let's say bounce with that that identity of being or wanting to step out as a creator?
You have to believe in yourself.
Confidence.
Take a chance.
Fact.
Take a chance on yourself. Your closest friends might not even support you. Your family might not even support you. They don't know what you're doing.
We need strangers.
So yeah, you get love from strangers and like people that you meet along the way.
Facts.
But then once everything comes into like full circle, that's when everybody's like, oh, this is what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Like I see it now. So you gotta, no matter how many times you're being brought down,
Keep grinding.
just keep doing what you want to do, what you love to do, and don't stop. Don't stop for nobody.
Nobody.
Not a damn soul.
Go run a lap. You heard?
That's it.
Well, listen, that is.
It's a marathon, not a
That
sprint.
is.
Okay.
Shout out to Nipsey.
TMC.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
I think that's a hell of a way to close it.
I know. Kind of sad. Yeah.
You think it's sad? Why would it be
No,
sad?
he's a legend.
I know he's a legend. It just hurts me a lot though.
I know.
Because his
You know, there's a theory out there.
his birthday's 2 days before mine.
Listen.
so like we're Leos.
Not for nothing. You know something that's
King of
kind
the
of.
motherfucking jungle. You know what I'm saying? You understand that?
I don't want to put this out there,
Aries.
but I'm about to say something that'll probably. Oh, watch! I'm gonna say this, and if it fucking if this happens in a few months,
Just let it go viral, please. Whatever you do.
there is a
You're
conspiracy
waiting.
for some people
Oh God, I'm scared.
who think that Nipsey, like, is not dead.
Nah, that's like Tupac being alive.
There, it's a. So
Why would
don't
he-
get-
why would he
I-
do this to
I
us?
I don't believe it. There's some other people out there like. I only heard the conspiracy by one person.
Where you get this from? MadeUpMonkeyShit.com?
Nah. It was actually it was some
Cite
dude.
your sources, sir. MLA format?
Nah,
Chicago?
it was this.
APA.
It was. It's this dude I know. It's this dude I know. I used to work with. He was a Nipsey fan, and then he went into this whole conspiracy theory about like you ain't see no blood when they was like doing the when they were giving him his CPR and shit like that. And then I guess that he had like
Was he there?
Huh?
Was he there?
Well, no, in the video he's not lying. If you look in the video, there's no blood on the ground.
On the ground there is.
By like on Nipsey and shit, was there?
Oh, not on him, but by his car. There was. In the concrete. There was.
But like when you look at that video, was there blood on him?
Well, also don't
get me wrong. I am not agreeing with this theory. I'm just stating that this is something that I heard.
The vantage point,
I never watched the video, so I have no comment.
The vantage point in the video isn't up close. It's like
it's from far back.
It's from far back. So who's to say?
I agree. I'm just telling you what the
theory is.
The theory is
made
that
a monkeyshit.com theory.
They said that I guess
the poopity
but then once again, like, because then when he was saying it, I checked out because like I'm not really into the current hip hop game anyway. Like, so when he was telling me like about like the connections to the theory of why he believes it, I was like, okay. Like I didn't really know those.
What if he's like so traumatized from his death since he was like such a hardcore Nipsey fan?
He could just need a reason
he's
to
probably spiraling a little bit.
Could be. It's possible. But I just put that theory.
I was definitely spiraling. I was like, damn.
I feel as if though with the Nipsey thing, and then it's always fascinating to me, just like when people die. But I think that with the whole Nipsey thing, I think that more people like became Nipsey fans
after the fact.
100%, because that's usually what happens, man. I mean, definitely makes you more popular.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's something that is always been fascinating to me.
Drake said, "I crossed over to the other side, and I didn't have to die." End quote.
Yeah, but then watch. Eventually, when he does, though, depending on when he goes. Listen, Michael Jackson made more money dead than he's been alive. Than when he was alive. You see what I'm saying? When
it don't matter to me.
And he's dropping his estate.
So now Mac Miller was basically murdered, right? Because like he bought he tried to.
It was laced, yeah.
But like, what was he buying? That's my question.
I think it was coke. It was laced, or Molly, or something white, of course. Laced. I don't think it was weed. It was laced. Something laced. He got a bad batch. That's basically what it was. Too much bacon on it. Yeah.
And then that person's going to jail?
I think they did arrest him.
I think they, at this point, have to. So
yeah, because I think they got a new federal law about that, right?
They took someone great from us. RP Nip, RP Mac, man. Like,
yeah. January. I don't know when this is coming out.
I think
January 17th.
I'll actually challenge you on that statement. Not that they weren't great, but
I knew about that. Yeah.
I'll challenge you when you said that they need to be arrested because they took somebody great. I think they need to be arrested regardless because you took somebody out of here.
Oh, of course.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm
really not a big fan of putting celebrities up on too high of pedestals.
No. The motherfucker murdered someone, of course.
100%. Unless they're Barney or Big Bird.
I'm sorry that it came out that way, but that's not the essence of what I was trying to say.
Absolutely. Well, no, but I had to clarify that because for the punk ass, PC punk ass motherfuckers.
He's always like a Mac. I'm like, relax, slow down, all right? But yeah, I just wanted to talk about advice and things and struggles about the line between creatives and and having a job, because I think it's a lot of us
to get you to the point that you don't need the job.
Exactly.
Right.
A lot of people say like fake it till you make it, but it's like you got to work your ass off until you make it.
And some people when they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, some people will leave the job and just jump 2 feet into their whatever it is, their art. And I'm not knocking that. I've seen some people do it creatively and beautifully, but me personally,
it wouldn't be able to
one
work.
Funds the other, you know what I mean?
100%.
Exactly.
So I'm not there where I could just jump off and just have
and make it my full time.
Right.
100%. Like, once this like, don't get me wrong, there is like in my mind I do have a point that like if this was going to a certain point, even if it was like a little rocky, depending on the circumstances, I could see myself just being like, all right, like I'm gonna go full on to that, because when it's at that point, that's when that is the time that I would need to. That's when we would need to do it. Like, all right, we got to go full steam ahead.
But it's not just money too. It's audience and
no,
it's like
no.
Everything.
That's what I'm meaning. It's like that. When you get to that point where you're starting to like averaging a certain amount of views and starting to see a certain amount of interaction.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
Then it's just like, you know what, you have to quit, because then you got to go full throttle into this, because it's right on the cusp and you really don't have any time not to
take a break from it and like come back.
You got to be on it. Yeah, you got to be on it.
Numbers don't lie.
100%. But
don't lie.
They can be manipulated. Know that. Know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of you out there manipulating numbers and just fucking over people, but we won't get into that.
Bots and all that shit. Yeah. So
buying views and shit.
Be the gentleman
We're not about
seller.
that life.
No. We about
We're about
authenticity.
organic. Growth.
Yes,
100%.
Organic.
I'll just add some hashtags and we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
You know, may promote a post. Even though every time we tried to promote a post lately, which makes me think there's a conspiracy against us. Why is it every time that when we were trying to promote posts, it just kept getting knocked for
Because they
nudity?
don't want us. They don't want us to shine. They don't want to see us famous. They don't want us.
Wait,
we
except
because-
what?
kept denying our posts.
Yeah, for nudity. Anytime, no matter what we
For
post.
nudity?
Nudity is sexuality or pornographic material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because we
Gotta
cuss.
stop cursing so much.
Yeah, that's probably what it Dean.
Fuck them. Fuck that. And fuck your algorithm.
All right.
I'm Dean. That's the Madman Los right here. That is Miss Paulino. And this has been one hell of an episode of Black of the Berry Midnight.
Yeah, baby.
Night.
Peace, love, and chicken.
I love y'all.
Peace.
I don't.
I hate y'all motherfuckers.
I can't stand it.